Borgvattnet is a small village in Jämtland, located about 100 kilometers northeast of Östersund. In the village you'll find the old vicarage, which has become known as Sweden's most haunted house due to a long series of mysterious and frightening events. In 1876 the vicarage was completed, and the first priest, Per Johan Strindberg, moved in with his family. After Strindberg, many priests succeeded one another, but it wasn't until 1927 that the first strange incident occurred. At that time, the priest Niels Hedlund testified that his laundry was suddenly torn from the drying line in the attic. Many believe it may have been Niels's deceased mother, Märta, who caused the mysterious activity. Märta died tragically at the age of 30 after giving birth in the vicarage. Since the ground was too frozen to dig a grave, her body was kept for a time in the Yellow Room. It is also said that Niels's father, Per Hedlund, could not let go of his beloved wife and kept her body in the house long after her death. In 1930, the priest Rudolf Tengden described a frightening experience he had at the vicarage. He saw a grey female figure in the dining room on the ground floor, a presence he later called the Grey Lady. As the years passed, in 1936, priest Otto Lindgren also reported hearing footsteps and doors opening on the property, even though he was there alone. The hauntings continued and grew more terrifying each year. Despite these events, both the priests and the Church of Sweden chose to remain silent and deny all rumors of hauntings. The silence was broken in 1947 when a journalist from Landstidningen Östersund got wind of the hauntings. The journalist contacted priest Erik Lindgren, who was serving in Borgvattnet at the time. He agreed to an interview and shared his own experiences at the vicarage. It was sensational for a priest to speak openly about hauntings, especially since the word ghosts was not commonly used at the time. Instead, people spoke of souls and spirits. Erik Lindgren described how he heard sounds as if someone were dragging heavy objects across the floor, even though he had no furniture in his living quarters and the upper floor was empty. Shortly afterward, he heard footsteps and stomping on the porch outside, but when he went to open the door, there was no one there. He often felt watched and sensed that someone was sitting beside him. He began carefully documenting all the strange events at the vicarage. On one occasion, while sitting and reading a book, something suddenly pulled at his rocking chair, causing him to be thrown forward and fall to the floor. He sat back down, but the same force occurred again and he fell once more. Eventually, the hauntings became so routine that Erik stopped writing everything down. Bishop Torsten Bolin later confirmed the priest's accounts. After several years of experiences, a scientific investigation of the vicarage was ordered, which contributed to the house gaining its reputation as Sweden's most haunted house. News of Erik Lindgren's experiences spread quickly, and the haunted vicarage attracted major attention both in Sweden and internationally. Several priests and visitors who had stayed at the property began sharing their own experiences. Newspapers published testimonies about footsteps, invisible figures and strange lights that turned on and off by themselves. Among others, Diocesan Secretary Inga Flodin recounted an incident in the room now known as the Weeping Ladies' Room. During a work trip, Inga woke up in the middle of the night and felt watched. She saw 3 figures sitting and staring at her from a sofa opposite the bed. When she turned on the light, they were still there, and she saw that they were 3 sorrowful women dressed in black, purple and grey. The woman in grey appeared deeply distressed, with swollen, bloodshot eyes. It was the same figure that priest Rudolf Tengden had seen years earlier, though back then on the ground floor. For over 50 years, Borgvattnet Vicarage has been a well-known attraction in Jämtland, drawing both Swedish and international visitors. Even today, you can book a room or the entire house for an overnight stay and receive a diploma, if you dare. The vicarage also offers guided tours, daytime visits, mini-events, and digital ghost hunts. There is also a popular summer cafe serving the well-loved Ghost Waffle, a small shop with souvenirs and crafts, and a flea market on the property. Since 2018, the vicarage has been owned by LaxTon Ghost Sweden, a Swedish paranormal investigation team. They also own the Borgvattnet Hostel, Carl Palm's farm, which is said to be just as haunted and is located about 400 meters from the vicarage. Would you dare to stay at the vicarage? Or maybe you already have. Share your thoughts down in the comments. Until next time.